The exterior of our Geo Tracker needs a spa day. Let's hook it up. Welcome back to the Auto Obscure Garage. Chadwick with you again for another episode of Project Back on Track. That is our 1995 Geo Tracker. And today, guys, one of the most important things you can do after putting all this mechanical work into a car is actually make the aesthetics match the mechanical condition. And that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna clean up the paint on this vehicle. We're gonna go ahead and do the wheels over. I've got an idea for those to make them stand out a little bit more. But let's get in the garage and get a little dirty. Doesn't really apply here, but okay, let's clean up the exterior. Let's do that. All right, we have the Tracker wheels lined up in the backyard. Take a look at this lineup here. So the original Steelies, yeah, I think we can clean these up a little bit. They've got a little bit of wear and tear over the years. They're not in horrible shape at all. Let me take you and I can show you what I'm talking about. So if you're looking around the wheel, you can see lots of little chips and little imperfections, little scuffs and whatnot. So my plan is to go ahead and clean all this up. Then we're gonna go ahead and primer these wheels and put some gloss white on here, which I think will pop with our bright red color and our new shiny white roof we're about to put on. So I think it's gonna work with what we're going for. Let's go ahead and clean these up. Nice and simple paint job, nothing too fancy, and get these looking cool. I think it'll work. First, let's prep the surface. Isopropyl alcohol is your friend. Get a clean microfiber and just clean off the wheel surface. I am not a professional. I've just done this a million times. I'm sure someone will sharpshoot me in the comments, but I bet the wheels are going to turn out looking better than this. Okay, let that isopropyl alcohol dry and then we'll hit it with some primer. I've got some note cards inserted around the wheel. Hopefully the wind doesn't take those away like it always does. And it is time to put our 2-in-1 filler and sandable primer into work. All the wheels have been primered for the Tracker. We'll do a nice pan here and you can see all that lovely action. Time to put some paint on there. We're going with that gloss white. I'm gonna shake up that can and get some bright white paint on these wheels. For paint, nothing fancy, just Duplicolor high performance wheel coating. I've had a lot of luck with this. The silver, the gunmetal, and various other colors they offer. So never done white before, never been a white wheel guy, but I think it just goes with this theme. So what's there to lose? If you don't like the white later, you can always come back and use the regular, hyper silver and make them look even better than the stock. So that's what I like about painting wheels. You can just go ahead and change it anytime. Without fail, every time I do wheels, I get them to come out perfectly, mostly, except for one. And it was the first one I was showing you. I think the primer and then the paint was splotchy. I don't know what was going on with that one. But every one of these ones looks absolutely brilliant. That's just 2 coats of paint. So I'll probably put a third one on here before they fully cure. But they look awesome in white, and this is exactly the look I was going for. My little troublemaker over here, I'll just have to sand him back and start from scratch. But it happens, guys. Again, I'm an amateur at best at this, so this looks cool. This is exactly what I was looking for this truck. So yeah, one more coat and we should be good to go. The white paint looks so good on the wheels. Unfortunately, it didn't gloss up as much as I thought it was gonna. So we're gonna have to go ahead and put some clear coat on here. Gonna use the Duplicolor Wheel Gloss Clear Coat. Same brand. I like to keep it in the brand when I can. I've never used this before. I usually use a 2K clear, but this should work pretty good. Gets pretty good reviews. Should pop this white out a little bit more. So it's been about 40 minutes since I put the last base coat on. You want to do it within an hour is what the directions say, because you do want that to go with the paint. If not, it kind of sits on top of the paint, never adheres correctly, never looks right. So let's spray this on our wheels. Nice light coats at first and then nice thick coat to end it. Should make these wheels look shiny and beautiful. That clear coat really brought these wheels to life. I think they came out excellent. Check out the spread here. Never done a gloss white before, but I'm a huge fan of how they came out, and I think they're just gonna look excellent on our red Geo Tracker, especially with that new white roof. Yeah, this is killer. Just cleaned up the Geo Tracker center caps to go with those freshly painted wheels. These things are in killer condition and they just look awesome. The red with the blue and the Geo symbol still on there. Super clean looking. These are really gonna kick off those wheels. It's time to get the outside of this tracker good enough to match the mechanical work we did. So you can see the paint here. Obviously, we can't bring old paint back, guys. We can make it shine better, but this kind of fade, this kind of pink look it's kind of taken on, it just happens. Time will do that to paint, especially this kind of this quality of paint, this age of paint. But we can go ahead and shine this up really good. Plan of attack, we're just gonna clean it first. There's some dirt on there, so hit some speed shine. Then we'll step up, hit it with some Ultimate Compound. I love this. It's a good budget item for what it is. It really does some work. Get a good DA polisher, get it going with the compound, polish, then we'll wax it. Should come out pretty good. Maybe we can bring these decals back a little bit too. Let's take care of this. I mean, just hitting it with one pass with the DA polisher and some rubbing compound, this came out good. Look at that mirror reflection. And look at the graphic. The blue popped again. I am happy with this, guys. This is excellent. This really goes a long way for a vehicle. So let's make the rest of the vehicle look just like this. Oh, this body's coming out good on the tracker. There you can see how good the wheels look. Let's just pan along here. Look how awesome this came out. This is just compound, guys. It's just the rubbing compound. So we definitely still need to come back, hit it with some polish. That of course sealed the deal with some wax, but yeah. I can't get enough of these wheels painted white. Look how great they came out. This is time consuming, but totally worth it. This thing looks killer. Look at the reflection there. The graphics kind of came back a little more bright and vibrant. Tracker emblem on the back still looking good. So yeah, this is looking killer. Let's go Tracker. All right, next up we've got our ultimate polish to follow up the compound. This will bring out more of that shine, make it nice and shiny before we put that wax on there. All right, really good shine now. Look at that reflection. Wild. Let's just do the whole rest of the truck now. Now the final step we usually do when we're doing a full paint restoration, paint renewal, whatever you want to call it, is to put some kind of good wax on here. I'm gonna try some of this ceramic 3-in-1 wax instead of my usual Meguiar's wax. Now I've used this for touch-up stuff in the past, but I've never done a whole car with it. I've heard good things, so let's go ahead and apply it. We'll start with this door. It says to simply spray on, buff it, then wipe it off. Let's check it out. All right, that looks pretty fantastic. That is super shiny and will give us the protection after doing all that paint repair we did. Why not? All right, let's just do the whole rest of the vehicle now. I found something kind of cool in this tracker trim. You can see this mirror is really pitted first off. Not much we could do about that. It's also like super gray and dull and just doesn't look great, right? I'm gonna hit it with some compound, just like we've been using on the body of the tracker with the DA polisher, and it brings it right back to life. Check this out. Look how great that looks. You can actually do it on the whole window trim here on both sides, so that'll bring that right back as well. Wipers are shot on the tracker. Time to replace those. No one ever replaces wipers. What's wrong with people? Let's get some new wipers on here. Obviously this used to be a nice satin black. Now it's just crusty, faded, showing some metal there. Let's go ahead and sand that down and paint it as well. All right, new wipers are always cool. I don't know what size they are on the tracker off the top of my head. I know they're both the same, which makes life easier. There we go. After struggling way too hard with that. Locks in nicely. Shut your little thing there. Gently guide it back to earth. Oh yeah, pro tip. Take off that little blade protector. All right, let's get some paint on this. After we sanded it down, it's nice and smooth. Let's make it look nice. All right, we've got our tracker wipers all taped off and masked off. Let's go ahead. Give a nice coat of paint. You can now see our freshly painted wiper blades. They look fantastic. Scroll up a little bit, you can actually see our brand new windshield. How good is that looking? What a game changer that was. So yeah, just these little touches. Well, windshields aren't little. Those are hard to get nowadays. But yeah, these little touches, guys, whew, this tracker's really coming together. And the final touch on our lovely Geo Tracker, one that I probably paid too much for, but you know what? You might ask where I found such a majestic piece. Well, France. I ordered this from France. It was the only place that I could find it. I paid probably too much money, but tell me that doesn't complete the look. Oh, it's killer.